Go live since I started playing. Today is April 1st, April Fool's Day. Decided not to do any April Fool's stuff.
With the go-ahead run at first, and we're just getting started here in the top of the first. The kick and the pitch, runner goes. Drilled to right.
So, yesterday, on Easter, me and the wife hung out all day.
And that gives them a lead.
We watched
Here's the center
Fast and Furious 10 and Thanksgiving. Fast and Furious 10 was pretty good. Thanksgiving was really good as well. I would recommend both.
Lose movement in their stuff the deeper they go into a game, but he's just different. We see plenty of break in his pitches.
Go back to the grind. Over the weekend, a lot of baseball went down. Watched the all three of the Braves games. They went 2-1. That was a good pick.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier.
This is what I know. Our offense is still the best offense in the majors. There's no questions. The Dodgers have a great team. I just don't believe the Dodgers have that team chemistry.
Springer goes 6 feet 3 inches, batting second in today's lineup. A former first-round pick back in 2011.
Went up $4. Anyway, the Dodgers don't have the chemistry that we have. Freddie Freeman is still, one of the best players. I don't like him, but I know he's good, and I'm not going to take that away from him, regardless if I like you as a player or not. I'm not going to say you're not good if you're good. Freeman's one of the best, as is Bryce Harper, who I can't stand either. Juan Soto's the same. Not a big Soto fan.
And good hustle to move up. That's a wild pitch.
And let me stress something. I'm not a Dansby Swanson fan either. I don't care if you played on my team or not. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm going to root for you to do good because I want my team to win. But other than that, it doesn't matter to me. I'm glad Dansby Swanson struggled in Chicago. He wasn't that good of a player without the people around him. Freddie was a great player. He was good before the Braves got good. He was one of the back nucleuses of the team. That's why he's still doing good in LA. I didn't like the way he left. But it is what it is.
Welcome back, and we've got a new arm on the mound to start the second. Eric Swanson.
One of the trades that we made over this past offseason was we got rid of Mike Soroka. And we brought in this Bummer dude. And it so happens that Bummer's one of the Easter egg cards. I would not be having him on my team. I don't want him on the Braves. He is not a good pitcher. His last name is Bummer because anytime they bring him in, it's a bummer. He will be the cause of a lot of losses that we get this year. He's already getting smashed every time he comes in. And what I don't understand is, did the Braves, did AA not look at his stats in Chicago?
And one gone. So up next, Willie McCovey.
Hopefully we'll send him down and bring somebody up.
And first offering is fouled
off. But more than likely with the money we're paying him, he won't get sent down.
And the righty deals. And a foul ball.
But he was the reason behind. And also, Brian Smith's inability to run a bullpen is going to cost us games.
Ow. 2 away now after the drop third strike. And now it's Salvador Perez to the plate. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
Drinking my coffee and
love how vocal the umpire is today.
Missed that
no doubt
pitch.
In the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
Just missed.
Bummer should have been pulled out before all those runs. They were hitting him hard. I would have let him pitch to 3, maybe.
Offering is fouled back.
When that fourth hitter got on, the fourth batter that he faced got on, he would have been pulled. They didn't even have anybody warming up. A great game pitched by Chris Sale was flushed down the toilet.
now in Toronto.
And I'm hoping Chris isn't like, man, is this really what I signed on for?
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. That one ripped, but foul.
What team is this AJ?
Righty delivers. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
I know AJ was a was he a Blue Jay?
Swing and a ball hammered left field. That one's back there. Caught just shy of the wall. So now Turner in on that right side.
And I don't mean him to feel the Blue Jay morning. I'm trying to think.
And that one is lifted in the air. Justice settles under it. He makes the grab. 2 down.
Pittsburgh.
Danny Jansen to hit here. He's a catcher by trade, but the DH here in this one. And the pitch is in for a strike. It's 0-1. A little out front there as he swings through it. The Blue Jays down by a pair. Bottom half of inning number 2.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, they're having a great start to their season.
Base hit.
Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Number 36 now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. And that's outside.
Good layoff.
Now 1-2.
There's a couple teams that are still undefeated there. I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
Let's look at them.
We're back to start the
Pittsburgh's 4-0. Milwaukee's 3-0. Arizona's 4-1, but 3-1. But you know the Yankees are 4-0. Detroit's 3-0. So a bunch of teams have started out hot. There's only one team. There's 2 teams left in the majors that have not got a win yet. There's 3 teams. I'm sorry, 3. Mets, Miami, and
contact in today's game. This guy
I'm sorry, 4.
So he
the White Sox and the
Astros. But
Astros.
there's on base
Let's hope that we keep the White Sox.
And the pitch right through there for
as you know, the Braves play the White Sox today, tomorrow, and Wednesday before taking Thursday off, and then they're starting their home series against Arizona in Atlanta.
Right.
I will be there on Friday.
That hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning.
I think he kind of leaned into that one.
So the lineup flips over. Now it's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson. His first at bat was a strikeout.
Hey, Ghost. Come here. Hey, buddy. Let me see it. Hey, Tip.
Chase that time.
Be back, guys. All right, I'm back. Let me see if I'm live right now, because usually I would have had at least one person join. Let's go here. Let's go here. Channel. Oh yeah, it says I'm live. All right, well. All right, well that's enough baseball talk for right now. We're gonna do some baseball playing, and I'm gonna listen to some stories in the background.
Shortly after sitting down, we both witnessed the man who Jennifer had talked about entering the coffee shop. She pointed him out to me, and he came walking in and we hugged him for a second.
Throw to second, he's safe.
High leg kick hangs in the air, but he read it nicely. Now in scoring position to add on to this lead.
The guy then turned, started walking over to us. He approached our table, then said hi and asked us how we were doing. Then he turned specifically to me and asked me for my number. I told him that I had a boyfriend, even though I didn't. It was really awkward, but he seemed to take it pretty well. He just said okay, and turned and walked out of the coffee shop. We watched from the window as he walked out and then got inside a car. He did not
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Good time. And the drop third strike leads to the first out.
Occasionally, we looked
Jamer Candelario now at the plate.
He made it look easy, but I can tell you that was not a favorable matchup.
It was far away, but something about it definitely seemed suspicious.
Runner at second here, one gone.
Jennifer and I decided to go to another store that was within walking distance. We left the coffee shop and then walked along the sidewalk back over to where some of the stores were. As we were walking along that sidewalk, we looked back, just to be safe. But when we did, we saw the man get out of his car.
In the air to left center, Varsho sizes this one up,
but it seemed
makes the grab for the second out.
We kept walking along the sidewalk and decided to go into the largest
store
store
now. And here is Sammy Sosa, 1-for-1 with a single and a run scored so far.
The man remained a ways back walking the entire time. When we got inside of the Target, it was extremely busy.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center.
After us. This was just really creepy. We looked in his direction.
Out of the bullpen for the Jays, Tim Mesa. He's into the game with the bases empty. Next to hit, David Justice.
Actually thought we hadn't noticed. I mean, I had
first
noticed
offering is fouled off.
But now it was really obvious. Jennifer and I decided to leave. We were really tired of this creep trailing us. We walked through the entire store, trying to blend in with the crowd. The
swing and a line drive, base hit out of the center field.
We made it all the way around the store, back over to the doors. Then we went outside.
Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Next to him, Ken Griffey Jr. finds his way through base hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away. Here's Gurriel. He struck out swinging in his first at bat.
We got back to my house safely, and I felt lucky that nothing had happened.
Gurriel gets a piece.
We both couldn't believe how long that guy had followed us for. It was definitely one of the creepiest things to ever happen to me, and I'm glad that Jennifer noticed it.
Shortstop takes the ball. And a base hit up the middle. Around third.
The
throw in, but it's offline.
I didn't have a whole lot of employees, and usually the store was fairly quiet.
That's 3 singles in a row. Couldn't get any air under it, but he smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect. Got great wood on it. There's just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
We were open
at the plate, Willie McCovey. 2 on, 2 outs. Off the mark there. And 1-1.
Instead of the usual 2 or 3. We were having a sale, but it was not like a crazy sale.
Hey, out front for strike 2.
One ball slider so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and it clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Right in the middle of a large shopping center. There would be lots of people in the area. I was working from open at 6 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I didn't swing that.
Checks his swing.
And things were not too bad for the first
Didn't
couple
go.
of hours. We were certainly busier than usual, but nothing that we couldn't handle.
Oh, that was borderline.
Back here at Rogers Center, bottom of the inning. Here's the Toronto
at the registers and bringing up customers. Soon, it was time for my
David
break.
Bednar
We had
gets
a really
the call from
small
the pen.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Inside
Instead
the
of letting
break
the hitter get his
there was
arms
just a couple of
extended,
tables and
tied him up
chairs
a
and
little
TV.
bit, slightly up,
When I
slightly
took my
in.
break, I was the only person in there, which was expected.
The pitch.
It felt good to get off my feet and
On the ground
relax
to
for a little
first.
bit. I've been going nonstop for a while.
Where are you throwing the ball?
And I don't know what's going on there, but he's safe at first.
I went to leave the break.
Here's Kiermaier now. Grounded out his first time.
I tried.
On the ground left side. 6, 4, 3. But it's
What?
not in time, and they just get one. Here's George Springer. Reached on an infield single his first time.
I texted her my coworker.
Fastball in for a strike.
I
And
asked
it's
her to come to
0-1.
the break room, telling her that I didn't know why, but I couldn't open the door. Then I went back down and sat at the table. Suddenly, the door
In the
opened.
dirt,
I
and the
expected
runner
to see a
stays
cover,
where he
but
is.
instead, I saw this random guy. He didn't work here.
Yeah, they'll do
but
it
I had seen
again.
him earlier inside the store. I remembered that.
At the belt and fires.
He's a big guy.
And another
Probably
ball.
6 feet tall. and
Long
well
Island
over
Auto has went live.
Allegations of corruption,
Going back to him.
tyrannical behavior here. So it's been projected on myself.
And now 2-2.
Share this video.
Lifted in the air, right field.
As many people as possible.
Justice makes the grab, and there's 2 gone. 1 out left for the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. Rolled out to second in his first at bat.
Exercise our First Amendment rights. Never to harass anyone.
Kiermaier on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Throw to second. Great jump. And that is a stolen base. It wasn't even close. That just misses. And the count even 1-1.
These fans, they are ready to
Hit to right, and that should do it.
Just looking for these.
And that is the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better. It makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
5-0 the final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the mayor's office is? Last room. Thank you. See, not a problem.
Here's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson.
The second baseman, Termarr Johnson.
As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. That one ripped. Back there. And out of here. He wastes no time on this one, and it gives him the lead in the first. It's 1-0. Fouled off to the right. High fly ball down the left field line. Ward sizing it up. Hauls it in for the out. 1 away. And here is Sosa to the plate. Very high with that one. And that's ball 1. Sosa, a 6-foot righty. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a splitter, a sinker, and occasionally uses a cutter. That to right. Sizing this one up. And he makes the catch. And there's 2 away. And next will be the cleanup hitter, David Justice. High in the air, out to right. On his way over. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the first, and now the right fielder, Mickey Moniak. That's off the mark. 1-0. That one out to right. Justice heads towards it. Brings it in. And there's one down. Taylor Ward, the next to hit for the Angels. Pitch is in there. And that's strike one.
And I know you want to be patient as a hitter, but you got to be ready to jump on the first thing straight. And he got one right there, but left the bat on his shoulder.
The wind of the pitch. One out, bases empty. In the air, right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's two down. Here's Mike Trout.
The center fielder, Mike Trout.
In there for strike one. Yeah. Big swing and a miss.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
The wind to kick the pitch. Got him looked in. All set for the start of the inning. And now the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. And the right-hander back to work. In the air to left down the line. That one opts against the fence. And that's a leadoff double. The new pitcher in the game, number 59.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. now at the plate as he swings through strike one. In the dirt, but kept close. And an excellent job keeping it right there. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Junior at second with nobody out. That one way outside, and the count 1-2. Man at second. Fouls it off, still 1-2. And the right-hander deals. The shortstop takes the ball.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Thank you.
And here it comes. Ripped on the ground to second. Tosses to first. That was a strong at bat, even though he couldn't find a way on base. Willie McCovey getting ready to hit. Got to be careful with a slugger like this because he can turn it into a 3-run game in the blink of an eye. That pitch gets the inside corner. 0-1. One away with a runner at third. Here at the top of the second. Oh, right to the backstop. The tag save. He scores on a wild pitch. Hard on the ground to first. And he handles it himself for the out. And now it's Salvador Perez to the plate. Not even close there. And it's 1-0. Two down, nobody on.
Ball, that's down.
Hard hit, right side. The throw to first. That's out number 3. And welcome back to the ballpark. We head to the bottom of the second. So now the Angel cleanup hitter, Brandon Drury.
Yeah. Just take as a picture of the video and an investigative journalist. I just wanted to know what would be the process of getting financial records for the city? Would it just be a foreigner job?
The right-hander back to work.
Right.
Swing and a ball popped up under it. And out number 1 on the grab. Luis Rengifo, the next to hit for the Angels.
Yeah, because I got grabbed by the Mayor's.
And that one wrapped foul. Next offering is in for a strike. Base is empty, 1 away. Bottom half of inning number 2. That one is absolutely belted. That's back. And that one's gone. And they're on the scoreboard. It's 2-1. And next for the Angels, Logan O'Hoppe. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
0-1.
Understood. All right, so thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. My name's Sean.
This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied.
Thank you for your time.
It's Aaron Hicks now. Emmanuel Clase into the game.
Power slider guy, Boo. He throws it hard and gets a lot of late moves. So it's tough to pick up.
One down, base is empty. Foul ball, it stays 0-2.
They usually all have some sort of...
In the air, right field, pretty well struck, carrying well. Reaching for it, makes the catch.
Gotta love the over-the-shoulder catch. I tell you what, those are really fun to make.
Zach Neto in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Oh, look at the stop. And they get the out. We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, Jose Quijada.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Makes the catch, and there's 1 goal. Johnson can't hold up, and that's a strike.
0-1.
There used to be a policy in this building where you had to hand over your government-issued identification in order to gain access to the building.
1 down, base is empty.
That's not the case anymore.
That one not close. 1-2 to count.
Good thing.
On a line out towards center. Makes a nice grab and a full sprint. And there's 2 down. Now batting Jamer Candelario.
Good piece of hitting right there. Nice hard line drive to the outfield. You're trying to get on base, represent that go-ahead run. Can't hang your head on that at all.
Wouldn't chase that time.
It's just me. That's the same guy. Offensive security.
Not close with that one. And the count 2-1.
Just the journalist.
There's a strike. Got him looking.
Who are you?
And we're back.
I'm an investigative journalist. Who are you, sir?
They turn things over to the southpaw, Drew Smiley.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Can I get your name? I can't get your name of guys over, sir. Are you not law enforcement? Your shirt says
foul ball still 0-2. Left-hand batter waits. Oh, great grab on the dive. Over to first. And they get the out. Big play there to get the leadoff man. Now it's the right fielder, Mickey Moniak. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. And that one is lifted in the air. And there's 2 away. And next for the Angels, Taylor Ward. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. This to third, Candelario. Zips it to first. That's the third out. New pitcher on now, Jimmy Hurt. And now it's going to be Sammy Sosa. He's 0 for 1.
Executive order by the
What's up?
It's a public hearing. So what are the consequences? Where does mayor get the authority to do that?
It's an executive order.
Executive order?
If you want to talk to the mayor's office, you can talk to him about it.
Okay.
We have to ask him to stop. And if you don't, we have to ask him to leave. You can stand over here.
Right. This is a public building, though, right? This is not a restricted area of any kind?
Yes, under the executive order of the mayor, he has the authority.
He has the authority to eliminate the First Amendment journalists.
What's the mayor's the executive order for the security?
Right.
See the citations that they gave.
Right. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to turn it off. It's for my protection. It's for my it's my right, sir. It's just me investigating the city hall here.
Here comes the pitch. And here's the strike.
Conducting business, investigating.
Swing and a miss.
Building is funded by taxpayers.
0-2.
Because he was out front.
We have to ask him to leave. If you refuse, then the decision goes.
Yes, sir.
This one belted deep left field. On its way, gone.
The transparency and accountability stuff.
A towering shot. It's 4-2. That's a base hit.
Business of conducting here in City Hall. Why is the mayor afraid of cameras?
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Breaking balls.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Oh, now this one is blasted to right. Forget it. Way back there and gone. So the Angels turn to their bullpen for a new pitcher, Luis Garcia.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man.
Get a copy of that order for sure.
I don't see the field, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So you're going to stop.
Sir, I thought I made myself clear. I'm not.
Making myself clear. It's an executive order. You can't.
Respectfully, sir, the executive order does not trump the United States Constitution and our constitutional rights.
It's cited in the executive order.
It absolutely does.
Yep.
How does it do that?
It's the Supreme Court decision.
Do you mind if I'm going to go upstairs and take a look at those?
Take a look at it right here. There it is, executive order. That's our copy. You can look at it. But you have to stop recording.
Sir, this is my First Amendment right. I'm not trying to harass anybody.
The better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Gurriel stands in here. Tried to hold back his swing there, but went around. On the ground to third. Sends it across to first. That's the first out in the top of the fourth. So digging in, Willie McCovey. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat.
Well, what's the reasonableness of it? What is the purpose? Is it just because the mayor doesn't want it?
You know what? Yeah, ask the mayor about it.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to go ask the mayor. Okay. So I'm just going to go ask the mayor and conduct my business. Okay. So I'm going to go conduct my business. I have a FOIL request. I have a First Amendment right to access information.
I understand that.
Right.
But
I'm
you're
just documenting that.
you're violating executive order.
We're telling you can't do that.
But that executive order violates the Constitution, sir.
It doesn't.
Hey, babes.
I know that it does. I know that it does, sir.
Now I'm going to ask for it.
Sir, I'm going to go conduct my business on here.
Garcia, in his 9th season, he features a sinker, a slider, a four-seamer, and occasionally works in a splitter. One down, base is empty.
1-1.
Sir, I'm reporting as a journalist. I'm taking some pictures and videos, documenting my experience as a
Read the
journalist.
executive order, Dan. This is the outline, the guidelines for that to take place.
Bounce to the left
You
side.
need to record from over there.
Over to first. Got him. And now the catcher comes up to him. Salvador Perez.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
Get in my way in any way.
I'm telling you, you have to leave.
Sir, I would appreciate if you didn't get in my way.
You're not trespassing.
And first offering is fouled off.
You don't need to be arrested.
4 runs already in the frame. You're in extra innings.
I'm going to conduct my business.
Violating the executive order by the mayor. And that's report.
I understand that, sir.
Life for refusing. So now you have to.
Sir, I just want to
Don't
conduct
leave.
my business.
You'll be arrested for trespass.
Right, sir. I just want to conduct my business and leave. That's all I want to do. I want to document my experiences.
Oh, stepping on me foot.
Those are just my First Amendment rights.
All right, guys, I'm stepping away to take my dogs.
Conducting my legitimate business here. I'm not just walking around. I have legitimate business to conduct, sir. I have legitimate business to conduct here.
You cannot conduct your business without recording. I'm sorry, that's the executive order. So your choice is turn it off or leave.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Some documents I need for my story, so I just want to go take care of that, and I'll be on my way. But sir, that doesn't make any sense. It's the first time I've ever heard of government officials.
You feel better? Yeah.
2 outs. Swings through that one. It's back here at Angel Stadium, ready to go. Bottom. So they turn to their closer, Archie Bradley.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Righty to the plate. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And the pitch. Battling here as he fouls it away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And that's the first out. Brandon Drury to the plate. Right through there for a strike.
No need to offer at that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
Brings it in, and there's 2 away. So they're down to their final out. Now a chance for Luis Rengifo. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Foul ball. Bradley is just 1 strike away. Lifted in the air, right center field. Griffey gets under it. Hauls it in, and that's the ball game. And your final 6-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Fans, our final line score. First for the victorious visiting team, 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and they left no runners on base. For the Angels, 2 runs on just 2 hits, no errors, they left 1 runner on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 57 minutes. Thank you for joining us here.
I'm gonna play veteran. I ain't play veteran in a minute.
You want to take him in the back?
Live from Gene Autry Way, ready to go. Standing in is the power hitting second baseman, Termarr Johnson. The wind and the pitch. That catches the outside corner, and we're underway. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Now here's the switch hitting power threat, Jeimer Candelario. And the first offering is not close. One down, base is empty. And that one fouled off. The 1-1. Bounce to third, and he can't come up with it. Now here is Sammy Sosa. Strike one.
Oh, 1.
That's towards center. Trout settles under it.
Yeah.
Puts it away for the out. David Justice will hit next. Up the middle. They take the force out, and that. Here's the left fielder, Taylor Ward. The wind of the pitch. And a foul ball.
The healthy cut, tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
Right through there for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And that one is lifted in the air. Justice heads towards it. He's got it. And a quick out, number 1. Mickey Moniak digs in now. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. And that's in for a strike. And now 1 and 2. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. 1 out, base is empty. Next pitch is outside. And another ball.
Full count.
And that's ball 4.
Take your base.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. Here's Trout. There's a strike.
0-1.
Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
That misses. And a count 1 and 2. Goes down looking. Brandon Drury to the plate. And that's in for a strike. Now the 0-1. Just missed.
That's a ball.
Moniak The runner at first with 2 gone.
Outside.
Just off the outside edge, and it's 2-1. Swings and misses. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now it's the power speed combo, Ken Griffey Jr. Check swing, went around, strike 1.
It's 0-1.
Just missed. If he's able to connect on that, look out.
Not even close there. Now 1-2. Center field, Neto on the move. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And there's 1 down. And it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Back to the mound. And that one finds its way through. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Went up there looking to be aggressive.
New arm out of the bullpen, Jose Quijada. And now, Willie McCovey.
Your attention, please. Now
that one way outside, ball 1.
Number 65, Jose Quijada.
On the ground, could be 2. Feeds to second, out there. And that's quick work out of the pen. 1 batter, 2. Luis Rengifo now at the plate as the lefty gets to work. And that's in for a strike.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Slap the other way, foul. The 0-2. Right through there, got him. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off. Fought off foul. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
1-2.
This one popped up. 2 away now. Here's Aaron Hicks.
The designated hitter, Aaron Hicks.
Just missed. Fouled off. He was late. Still tied at 0. Last of the 3rd. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2. And that's another ball. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the.
Devin Williams into the game.
And Boog, the offense needs to be ready for the screwball. It's not a pitch you see very often, so it's tough to pick up, and it's a good one.
Late swing, fouled off. Falling behind 2-1.
2-1.
Late with the swing there.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit.
Ah, that's strike. Well, here we go. Top of the 3rd, scoreless game. Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. And a pitch. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. A leadoff single, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
Wastes no time there. Really nice job staying up the middle with his.
Ready.
approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Dives, and he can't hang on. That leaves him without a throw, and they can't get the out.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Now that sets up a huge at-bat in this ball game.
Making a move at first, coming in as the pinch runner, Nolan Jones. So up next, Termarr Johnson.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Popped in the air, left field. And there's one away. 2 on, 1 out. Jeimer Candelario, the next to hit. 1 for 1 with a single so far. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
On the ground, a short could be 2. Tosses across to first, and they got him.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. She delivered a good play right there.
Swing, and he popped it up. Sizes this one up. Drops into the glove. Back in Anaheim, and here's the first baseman, Anthony Rendon. And fires in a fastball at 95. That one's in there, and it's 0-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Back to the top of the Angels lineup. Taylor Ward getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
0-1.
Right through there for a strike. Got him. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the 3rd. Moniak takes low, second trip to the plate in this one. So 2 balls and no strikes.
2-0.
All tied up here in the last half of the 3rd. Next offering is in for a strike. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. And another ball.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Kicks and deals. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Got him swinging for this new pitcher in the game for the Yankees. And now the right fielder, David Justice. The pitch. In the air, right side of the infield.
Super bad pitches.
Makes the grab. Runner tags up for 3rd.
Well, such a confidence boost for a reliever to come into the ball game and get the first hitter he faces. Just makes everything slow down a little bit, and then from there can really settle in.
Runner breaks for 3rd. That's in for a strike. Throw to 3rd. Save. The 0-1. Bounding ball here, rolls foul.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Kicks and fires.
Wow, what a pitch.
Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And he's already singled in this game. In the first pitch, misses for ball 1. Runner at 3rd, 2 away. Flips the corner, and it's 1-1. 2 outs. The shortstop takes the ball. And fouled off.
Probably on there.
And the righty deals. On a line.
That's base hit. That's a
And
double.
an
Good,
automatic
yeah.
double as it hops the fence. As a run scores on the play. And now the first baseman, Willie McCovey.
McCovey's going to bring him home. Nope.
Hit hard on the ground to short. Slings it across. That ends the... Archie Bradley will take over here.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
So the tying run at second. Next pitch in for a strike. Going to count 1 and 2.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the...
Blew the express right by his bat for strike 3. Drury in the box now. Takes strike 1. That's in there. And it's 0-2. Hits and misses. It's a strikeout. So it's their last chance in this one. Luis Rengifo digs in now. Inside, just missed.
He loves being the guy at the plate in these spots. You need to be careful.
Lifted to left, and this should do it. Ball game.
Well, this one was all about the pitching and defense. Outstanding job of the pitchers, really attacking hitters, trusting what the catcher was putting down, and trusting the players standing behind him to make the plays defensively. Sometimes you want to see a high-scoring game, but sometimes you can appreciate the artistic beauty of what these pitchers did on the mound today.
1-0 the final. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Welcome from the home of the New York Mets, Citi Field in Queens. The show brings you Diamond Dynasty Baseball. It's Bangkok going up against the New York Mets. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Ready to go now? Now it's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson. Line to left. Fair ball.
This guy is legit, man.
Around first, heading for 2. Throws to second. And
Oh, I
he's
shouldn't
out.
put him in.
Now batting Jamer Candelario. Smoked
That'd
on the
been a good
ground a
play
second.
possibly anyway
McNeil
right there.
gets to first. Got the out. And here is Sosa to the plate.
What's up, Dramatic Gaming?
Late on that fastball.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
And the right-hander deals.
190 because he's hit some big ones.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Taylor makes the play. And here's the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. And he deals. Just off the inside edge. There's a strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
And downstairs. Got him looking, and he did not like the call. Bounced out to short. Gurriel fires over to first. Here tonight, an efficient start to the home first, 2 away.
Oh, but we talk about how the ball is coming out of the pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
Hit hard, that gets through. And that extends the inning.
Oh, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balance.
They get the force. Back here at Citi Field, top of the second. Now it's the right fielder, David Justice. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. Gets it there in time, though, and they do get the out. So digging in, Ken Griffey Jr. That one almost got him. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
1 ball.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
In the air out to center. Bader should have it. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And a couple of quick outs. Here's Gurriel. Gurriel measures 6 feet 4 inches. 30 years old now, and he's a native of Australia. That misses. Now 2-0. Two down, nobody on. Ground ball, Alonso. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back here in Queens, bottom of the second. And here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. The pitch. Edge of the zone for a strike. 0-1. That one is absolutely belted. And no one can get there. So a man on base to start the inning.
Just a long single.
Everything came together for him. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
And now Bader up to the plate. His first pitch misses.
De Salazar. Carlos Sanchez Ortiz de Salazar was born in Bilbao, Spain. He had always aspired to become a doctor. Through hard work and determination, he achieved remarkable academic success.
Righty delivers.
By the tender age of
Breaking ball
26,
in there for a strike. With a go-ahead run at first, bottom half of inning number 2.
His professional journey working as a physician. The young man was revered by his
And
family.
a swing and a miss.
Named
One
his
out.
intellect strong sense of responsibility.
What kind of? I didn't know you grabbed salad. Sure.
Ronnie Mauricio
No, I don't need
now.
no tuna in mine, but yeah, that sounds
This
good.
to center field.
Thanks, Boo.
Griffey in pursuit. He's got it.
Had some ranch on top.
Nothing instills more confidence in a team than a center fielder who makes a great play like that on the run. They can feed off the energy he brings just from his playmaking abilities.
Tyrone Taylor in the box now.
I'll take a Sprite too.
Ripped to third, but handled.
The burden of his parents.
We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, number 51. And here's the first baseman.
Really still has yet to get a hit since joining the team.
Now the right-hander ready to go. Still no score. Out to center. Bader should have it. And there's one down. And now it's Salvador Perez to the plate.
Concern, his parents hurried to his house, only to discover that Carlos was nowhere to be found. They tried calling friends.
Swing, and he breaks his bat. And he takes it himself for the out. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit.
Good onside run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or
The
get
search operation began almost immediately with the police.
You gotta have Yelich.
on the hands.
So now a pinch hitter, Christian Yelich. Trying to get something going for him with 2 away.
His last known whereabouts were unknown.
Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball.
This is the new Easter egg Yelich, by the way.
No traces of Carlos de Salazar were found. And his case
That misses the zone, and it's 1-1.
One ball, one strike.
While authorities may have given up on Carlos, his family did the complete opposite. Over a span of 14 years, they never stopped looking for him, going as far as hiring medical techniques
2
and
outs.
launching media campaigns.
And
in a
another
desperate
ball.
attempt to find him and
Top of
bring
the
him home.
third, no score.
Yet, despite their relentless efforts, no traces of Carlos.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
He had vanished into thin air. After years of waiting, his family's hopes of ever reuniting with him
2 down,
started
nobody
to
on. And now it's
in
3-2.
2010, Carlos was officially declared dead by the Spanish government. But 5 years later, on the other side of the Mediterranean, 2 hikers were on the
And
verge
it's ball 4. He missed down low. And now here is Termar Johnson.
Oh, he earned his trip to first right there. It's not easy.
Look at that bullshit.
The hikers had brought
And we're back.
as they decided to rely on foraging mushrooms and other
Camilo
wild vegetation.
Doval gets handed the rock out of the pen.
They know that he can get a right-hander out, but he's in position to face a couple of lefties this inning.
Swings and lines a base hit into left field. And now the winning run is on base.
To a nearby forest.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Double play ball in the second. Good feed. That's one. Throw to first, but he beat it.
That's a huge defensive play in the late stages of the game. It might not be the most challenging we've seen today, but it needed to be made. That's helping your team. If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt.
Come on,
You're
really?
doing your best to get into scoring position.
Quick recovery from the misplay pays off for the out.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Alonso swings through it for strike 1.
To whom they recounted what they had just seen. Intrigued, the forest ranger decided to venture back to the camp.
The winning run on second base.
No, that's low.
Pitch misses there, and that's ball 1.
Swing
and a miss. Welcome back, and now it's the second baseman, Termar Johnson.
The ranger confronted the man, and an involuntary interrogation ensued. With no other
And a
option,
pitch.
the man felt
And
compelled
that's
to
down and
reveal
away.
his true
As a
identity.
pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
1997. With a hint of doubt gnawing at him,
Left-hand hitter waits. Runner takes off at third. There's a ball. Throw to third. He's safe.
Carlos delved into his coat pocket and handed over an expired passbook, reaffirming his original name.
He walked in, and that will keep things going. So runners at the corners, nobody out. Jamer Candelario, runner on the move, hammers that one, curling down the line, and foul.
Maybe he discovered a way to grow his own food.
Right-handed reliever, runner goes again. This one ripped, but foul to the right.
Regardless, he appeared busy, unsettled,
The pitch.
and lost the thought.
Runner on the move again. Swing and a miss. And the throw gets away.
The confrontation.
And the runner is in to score for the third bad mistake there. He's
Yet
in
the two hikers couldn't help but feel compelled to notify the authorities. After all, what if that scruffy-looking man they just met was sick and needed help? What if he had loved ones who were desperately looking for him? Turns out,
can't glove it cleanly. Headed for the plate. Tags the runner. And he's going to make it to first. And we'll see how they score it.
Their return to civilization.
So now it's the four-hole hitter, David Justice. Grounded out his first time. Smith picks over. Sosa gets back easily.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
Runner takes off.
Wasting no time.
And that one fouled off.
Canceled all prior arrangements and booked a flight to Italy. Once there,
here's the pitch. Runner goes again. Bounced up the middle. Now the throw to first on the run. And he gets him.
Who guided them to the abandoned campsite where Carlos was last spotted just a few days earlier.
Archie Bradley comes on now.
He's got a wicked breaking ball in his arsenal, and it's definitely one of his go-to pitches when he needs an out.
And that one fouled off.
Well, if he's going to do something special right here, it's going to have to happen with two strikes.
Hard hit left side. Whips it across. One out in the bottom of the fourth. And here is Francisco Alvarez. Fought off foul. With the tying run at second, winning run at the plate. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Swings and misses. 1 and 2. There's a swing and a miss. And they're down to their last out. Bader up to bat next. Lays off for a ball.
Disappearance didn't technically meet the criteria for a missing person's case, since it was believed that he had intentionally chosen
and he grounds one to the right side.
As a result, the police decided against
ball game. And a 1-0 final score.
Refusing to surrender, the Salazar family decided to take matters into their own hands. For many days, they roamed, tirelessly searching for their missing son in the vast and dense forest. Unfortunately, due to the forest's daunting size and damp weather, their mission yielded no results. With Carlos's father unable to stay any longer due to work commitments, they had no choice but to return to Spain, but not before making a solemn promise to return one day and continue the search for Carlos. Years have passed since that time. Carlos's parents have made multiple trips to Italy in their relentless search for their son, but their efforts have fallen short in finding any trace of him yet.
No, it's too much
To this day,
for me to have a rest.
no one has been successful in tracking Carlos down. Whether he still resides in the same woods where he was originally discovered or has relocated elsewhere is a mystery that may very well never be solved. Julian Hernandez. 18-year-old Julian Hernandez was an ambitious young man.
All right, pee. Blues Clues. Where's my socks at?
He was a senior in high school, excelling academically with a plethora of extracurricular activities under his belt. With aspirations of continuing his education, his future looked brighter than ever as he sat down on his computer
Hello,
and
baseball
applied to
fans, and
several
welcome.
prestigious
Diamond
What?
Dynasty Baseball on tap tonight. It's
Oh.
the Drillers going up against the New York Mets.
However, when all of his applications were denied due to discrepancies between his name and social security number, Julian was bewildered. Anxious
All right, ready to go here. Standing in is the power-hitting second baseman, Termar Johnson.
The source of the problem and resubmit his applications
On the ground at first, Alonso. He handles it himself. One out in the top of the first. Now the number 2 hitter, Jamer Candelario.
It's probably kidnapped.
Researching further into his history,
Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
15 years ago.
Yep.
It turns out that all this time,
Now
he'd been
one
living
miss.
under a false identity, in blissful ignorance of a tragedy that befell him long ago.
Late that time, and it's strike 2.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Bobby fumbles his words as he
And
desperately
another
tries to
ball.
meet his son's
One out, bases empty.
questions, but ultimately gives in and confesses a horrible
Next pitch way upstairs.
feeling lost, confused, and unsure of what to do. David takes to record, sharing
And a
his
foul
bizarre
ball, he
story
stays alive.
and asking people for legal advice. On the website,
To the
he
right
talks about how
side,
his father had
McNeil
changed both their teams and social
gathers
security
and throws to first. 2 quick outs at the top of the first here tonight. Now the left fielder, Sammy Sosa.
And put back together again as he discovered who he really was and about how this revelation
Severino, 30 years old now. He joined the team as a free agent.
applied for outreach.
Right through there for a strike.
How he recalls his
I got a
father
ball, 1 strike.
asking him if he still loved him, were he to learn about something terrible done.
On the ground to third.
Apart from being desperate for legal advice, Julian is
And it's a
also
1-2-3
his
inning.
academic prospects. Since
Jeff
all the
McNeil
straight
stands
A's
in.
and impressive ace
Here comes a pitch.
he'd achieved over the past
That
2
one
years
at triple
would be for
digits.
nothing if his
0-1.
records weren't fixed in time to reapply for scholarships. But first and foremost, he makes it explicitly clear
Swing
that
and a
he didn't
ball
hold a
lifted
grudge
to
against his dad
center
for what he
field.
did.
Junior
To Julian,
snags it on the
his
run.
father had done
Here's
everything
Brandon
he could for
Nimmo.
him growing up, and he wants to know if
That's
there's
in there,
anything that can
and that
be
is
done
strike
to
1.
keep Bobby
Nimmo
out of trouble.
goes 6 feet 3
Just
inches,
his
205 pounds, a
Julian's
former first-round
his
pick
father would
back
stand
in
up to him
2011.
and be there to
Next
hammer
pitch
her.
is outside.
But the real question is, why would Bobby Hernandez, Julian's father, kidnap his own son?
Wouldn't chase that time.
It all began in 2002 when Bobby and Julian's mother were embroiled in a fierce
Stays
legal
alive.
battle over custody of Julian. Bobby's wife
Popped
eventually
up.
Good hit.
and the court awarded her full custody.
That one gets down for a hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Hey, whatever works, right? Doesn't have to be impressive. That's one of those things where, as a hitter, you kind of feel like you were due for something like that to drop in for you. No matter how good or bad you've been swinging the bat as of late, and he just fought it off and dropped it in there perfectly.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
Hernandez had fled with Julian to Cleveland, Ohio. There,
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
with his girlfriend and her children.
Got him swinging. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate.
After Julian
And
came away,
immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. The 0-1. And a foul ball. Nimmo off of first with 2 away. The shortstop takes the ball.
Among the online community, and he commented that even though Julian obviously wanted to look out for his old man, he should
Swing
keep in
and a
mind
miss.
there
Had
are
him out
usually
front
two
for the
sides to every
strikeout.
story, and his father may be far from the saint he perceived him to be. According to Bobby, he wanted nothing more than to be with his son.
An inning
So he
set to
took
go.
Julian away.
Now David
But
Justice.
Julian's mom believed
The
Bobby
line to kick
was
the
just bitter
pitch.
and is taking
And that one is inside ball 1.
Either way, it's hard to argue that kidnapped
2 balls, no strikes to count.
depriving him of mother's love and making him believe his mother abandoned him.
This one blasted the other way, down the line, and it's a foul ball.
And Julian's mother received news that her son had
And a
lost
pitch.
and found. Her heart leapt with joy.
Line drive, and now maybe extra bases. Now he turns and heads for second. And it's a double. Their first hit in this one.
All over that one right there. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Substitution now at second base. Entering is the pinch runner, Bubba Thompson. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Here's the pitch. Runner on the move. Strike in there. Man, is he fast.
It's so fun to watch.
With the go-ahead run at third, we're at the top of the second. Just missed.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Run scores easily, and it's 1-0.
Well done, drives in the run. Just kept it simple. Played
taking over on the mound for the Mets, number 51.
Pretty tough game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Runner on the go. Throw a second tag. Out at second.
To his whereabouts, but time and again, her efforts were fruitless.
One down, base is empty.
She never lost hope.
Uriel gets a piece.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
She was reunited with Julian over the hope.
At the belt and fire.
The two shared a heartfelt
that smash towards center.
Reunion.
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down. Here's some real power at the plate.
Just
Willie McCovey.
Before his mysterious disappearance on August 30th.
And it's fouled away.
Dr. William Horatio Bates, a well-renowned and wealthy ophthalmologist in the heart of New York City.
Righty to the plate. Swings through that.
Love to see it. Power versus power right there.
Bates was away.
Made a masturbate.
The letter disclosed that he'd been summoned to a distant location alongside employees to perform a series of surgical procedures.
Right-hander kicks deals.
His absence. The doctor's palpable excitement regarding the compensation he anticipated for his work was palpable, which was bizarre.
And another ball. 2 outs, base is empty.
Fortune exhibit such fervor for financial gain, and what could possibly necessitate such urgency that he would abruptly
fouled off again, and it remains 3-2.
The enigma only deepens as we recount that. After dispatching the letter, the doctor inexplicably vanished into thin air, neither sending any more
spoils
letters
the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Before his disappearance, Bates was at the pinnacle of his medical
3-2.
career. He not only possessed the
Swing and a miss, and he's
prestige.
now into the
I've
game.
been to City too, and it's
He
really
takes
not that
over
nice
and
of a place.
The pitch. Francisco Alvarez in the box now. Takes strike 1.
Looking for guidance.
Next one misses.
Ooh, that was good.
And the count is 1-1. Here comes Emmanuel Clase out of the bullpen. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Ugly cut on the slider for strike 3.
He dedicated 5 years to teaching
And a pitch.
at the reputable
And fouled off. Holding on to a 1-run lead. Bottom half of inning number 2. And next is the designated hitter, Ronnie Mauricio. He swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. And that one cutting but missing down low.
Failed to resurface several days later.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Desperate quest. She tirelessly reached out to acquaintances across the United States and Europe in search of any clue.
And another ball.
William Bates was known to be an esteemed member of the Masonic Society. So she sought
knocks
the
that
aid
one
of
away,
the
and we'll do it
Masonic.
again.
Williams' picture was distributed far and wide. Finally, a letter arrived from Rick.
Swing and a miss. Struck him. We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, Drew Smith.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And first offering is fouled off.
When he first arrived, husband. He was emaciated with lower pockets.
That one missing inside.
This didn't make any sense to Mrs. Bates, as she knew her husband had ample resources stashed away in his bank account.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
To live a life of luxury in the Grand City. Without hesitation, Mrs. Bates ordered the next ship for London, eagerly anticipating
that one off the
joyful
mark.
reunion
It's 2-2.
with her loving husband. But her hopes were shattered as soon as she stood before him.
Just off the outside edge.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And there's ball 4.
Boog, if I were him, I'd be nibbling around the plate as well. I mean, this guy's just capable of hitting pitches outside of the zone and driving them a long way.
So, man aboard, Freddie Freeman up to the dish. That one pulled foul.
He faintly recalled his hasty departure from New York, summoned aboard a ship to perform a life-altering
Swing and a
operation.
miss. Slider right there.
A treacherous brain abscess. Hope mingled with confusion. As
This
Mrs.
is inside.
Good fastball there. I think it was a purpose pitch. Just want to make that hitter's feet uncomfortable. And that location will definitely do it.
Was shattered.
Perez gets his lead at first. Nobody out.
Days together. Bates. This time, Mrs. Bates would never lay eyes on him again. After having been abandoned once more.
Well hit the other way. That one going back and foul.
Europe and East Coast of America in search of her husband. By her
The pitch.
this
Gets a piece and stays alive.
In 1907, with her life slipping away, as she cuddled a cherished portrait of her dearly beloved.
Sets him down.
That was a good pitch.
Fastball at the letters frozen for strike 3. So the batting order turns over, and here is Termarr Johnson.
It was there that Kelly recognized his long-lost companion.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Bates had established a modest ophthalmology practice in Grand Falls.
In the air, right center. This is mashed way back and gone.
Managed to persuade Bates to return with him.
Phil Bickford taking over on the mound.
The two skilled
Jamer Candelario, the next to hit. 0-for-1 so far.
Was about to
That one not close. And that is ball 1.
Back home. Bates' memories of his previous life remain forever lost. Even reporters who took
2
interest
runs
in
across in the inning. We're here in the top half of inning number 3.
Despite their best efforts, all they could gather were fragments of distant tales.
Breaks his bat and pops it up.
A wandering doctor in Europe.
Out on a bang play, but he made it close. Here's the left fielder, Sammy Sosa. He's 0-for-1.
He went on to establish himself as an esteemed attending physician.
And a foul ball.
And even foul love once again. To the outside world, his life appeared to have regained his normal cadence, except for one striking anomaly.
Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Up the middle, and that chance handled. Off-balance throw in time. And that is the 3rd out of the inning.
System of exercises. His theory was first published in a magazine, Physical Culture, an outlet managed by well-known guru and
Back here in
infamous
Queen.
health fraud, Bernard McFadden. The response was nothing short of
Here's a
phenomenal.
new pitcher from the pen,
Subscriptions to the
Archie
magazine
Bradley.
skyrocketed.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
Swing and a miss at 99 miles an hour.
Was heavily criticized for his controversial take on eye care.
And another ball.
Information that was, at best, heavily exaggerated.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Here's Joey Wendell.
He asserted that
And
eye
that
strain
one ripped
and
into
nervous
right.
tension were the
Fair
primary
ball.
causes of vision
Now he'll
problems.
turn for second. The
And
throw in.
shape for lens formation. He proposed that through a series of
Didn't
eye
take long to get a
exercises
result for
and
that at
achieving
bat.
mental
That could be a
relaxation,
dangerous pitch
one
if you
could
don't
reduce
get it
the
inside
severity
enough,
or even
because
completely
as a
cure
hitter,
vision
you see it
issues.
coming across the plate the
Bates'
whole way.
followers
No
numbered in the
problem
thousands.
handling it and putting a good swing on it that time.
One object to
Swing
another
and a miss,
and attempting to
98
envision
on the
the
gun.
serenity
These fans, they are
as a gateway
ready to cheer
into
about
repose.
something.
they
The Mets trailing by 3 here in the last half of the third. Out to short. Tosses to first. Play is made, 2 out. And the batter now, Brandon Nimmo. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Against him for peddling malicious and deceitful claims.
Strike 1.
Nevertheless,
Wendell at second with 2 down.
With many flocking
Hit
to
to
the side,
right, and that should do
enticed
it.
by the tantalizing
And that
prospect
is the
of
ball
taking
game.
in
A
his vision.
shutout in this one. 3-0 our final score. For Chris Singleton.
Many of the followers who believed in the Bates method partook in this exercise called experiencing vivid, yet fleeting glimpses of clarity. A select few were even able to bid adieu to their trusty eyeglasses for good. To this day, the mysterious disappearance of Bates remains an enigma, with no definitive explanation as to what exactly happened to him. Some speculated it could be a rare manifestation of aphasia, which is a possibility, but typically, that condition only affects communication abilities. Alternatively, the missing years in Bates' life were often characterized as episodes of amnesia, but even that diagnosis may not entirely fit the narrative. Contrary to his portrayal in the media as a complete loss of identity, people with amnesia typically retain knowledge of their identity, but may struggle with absorbing new information or forming new memories. Another potential explanation could also be dissociative youth, a condition characterized by significant gaps in
Welcome into Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. We've got Diamond Dynasty Baseball tonight. It's the Drillers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals.
Some of the symptoms Dr. Bates exhibited appear to align with this condition. But there's another
First pitch coming your way next.
Perhaps Bates orchestrated his own disappearance.
Okay, all set to go. Here's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson.
Maybe he found himself
The line of the pitch.
or simply yearned
And
for an
that's
escape
off
from
the inside edge.
matrimony.
And we're
Whatever the
underway
case
from
may
St.
be,
Louis.
we may never truly know.
Late
For William
swing,
Bates
foul to the
died
left.
in 1931, leaving behind a controversial legacy that persisted
The wind
to
of
this
the
day.
pitch. And that one wrapped foul. And here it comes.
1977. In the
Swings
picturesque
and misses. It's a strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball. Now batting Jamer Candelario.
California had it all.
Hard ground ball, base knock.
His girlfriend, Charlotte Moriarty.
So a man aboard now with one away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a...
And there he goes on the ground.
Saw his girlfriend.
Zips it across. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion. And next will be the cleanup hitter, David Justice.
3 weeks later, Mark
Fouled off. He was late. Go ahead run at second, and we're just getting started here in the top of the first. And that's through there for a strike.
Scouring the streets and hotels for any signs or news of their whereabouts. All his efforts
headed towards the corner, sizing this one up. Brings it in, and that's the third out.
Was born in the Hawaiian Islands with a mysterious past, a feeling he could not shake.
Now up for St. Louis, Tommy Edman.
On January 16,
The wind in the pitch.
1977.
Edman patrolling center field, hitting leadoff in today's game, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2016. And the pitch.
His real parents. Why had they
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
Questions would go unanswered until one day, on January 16,
He swings and hits a fly ball, center field.
he stumbled upon something that
And they get
changed
Edman for the
everything.
out. One down.
It was just another ordinary
And stepping
workday
in for the
at a sales
Cardinals,
job in
Lars
Philadelphia.
Nootbaar.
As he was scrolling through the latest news stories on
In
his
the
phone
air out
for
towards
a
right center.
he could
Griffey in
clear
pursuit.
Edman caught his attention.
He's got it,
told
there's
the
2 away.
incredible story of Carlino
Here's
White,
Paul
a
Goldschmidt.
story that was about to change Stevens' life forever.
There's a strike. Goldie, 36 years old. He's one of the few Major League Baseball players born in the state of Delaware. And that squirts through. And that keeps the inning alive.
To be her biological mother, completely unaware that he was on the missing persons list.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And we'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Here's Nolan Gorman. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Kicks and fires. Down the corner for a strike, and the count is 0-2.
But he did recall
right side, hard hit. They take the force out, and that ends the inning.
His dream came true. In 1980, Steve Carter Sr. and his wife had been planning to bring a new addition to their family. Steve was an Army officer stationed in Hawaii.
Back here at Busch Stadium, and now the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr.
As soon as they laid eyes on 3-year-old Vincent Mia,
Michaelis back to work. And that one fouled off.
That Vincent was half native Hawaiian, despite having golden blonde hair,
0-1 down.
bleached pale skin, and dark blonde.
That's ripped into the outfield.
Never thought much of
Edmund pulls it in on the run. And it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
They trust him in center field because he's capable of making plays on the run, and we saw it right there. That's a player you want patrolling center field. Someone who can attack the ball off the bat.
0-1. A well-off skill area of Medford Place.
Swing and a miss. And that is strike two.
A little anxious, a little aggressive early in the count. Too much for me.
Wouldn't chase that time. Base is empty, one away. Here in the top of the second.
After he actually been born.
That misses the zone. 2-2.
That's a really good take.
Next pitch is outside, and the count is filled up.
Celebrating Stephen's birthday in their own way. Calling it there came to be.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going.
Questions arose that the Carters couldn't answer. All they really knew was that his biological father was
swung on, belted.
Stephen had grown and become a
high bounce, takes it over the fence. That's an automatic double. Pitching change here, John King.
And they felt it was time to bring out a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty.
And it all began with a simple DNA test kit gifted to him.
Hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing team did that to me.
Now a move being made for a pinch hitter, Christian Yelich. And he's got the go-ahead run out there in scoring position for him.
It was later that he stumbled across the news feeds about Carlina White.
Hard ground ball for a base knock.
And at the same time,
here comes Gurriel. He will score, and they take the lead. 1-0.
Big RBI.
Courage to find out. But his curiosity eventually got the better of him. With quivering hands and a pounding heart, he looked through the database of missing persons on missingkids.com.
Right there. Couldn't get any air under it, but he smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect.
First offering. What it goes. Swing and a miss. Contreras throws. Not in time. It's a stolen base.
High leg kick hangs in the air, but he read it nicely. And now in scoring position to add on to this lead.
In July of 1977,
Yelich stands at third with one gone in the inning.
But it was an artist's rendition of Mark's.
Next offering is down low.
Later, that cast away any doubt in Stephen's mind. The pitcher resembled him so much, it was almost as if he were looking in a mirror. Everyone around him, his friends, his family, were astonished by the resemblance. Yet Stephen refused to believe any of it. That's when his wife stepped in, urging him to follow through and put all mystery to rest. But even if he arrived at the truth's door, did he have the courage to not?
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Of conflicting emotions. It wasn't too late to turn back now.
And now the lefty.
He could go on as
in the dirt, blocked.
Think of blissful ignorance. And he'd
runner
already
holds, and it's a full count. Good battle here, about to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
What to expect when they received the call from Stephen. After all,
grounded to Gorman.
Marks' case had been open for 3 decades.
Barely got him for the out-close play.
Are useless left.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit.
Only a DNA test could uncover the truth. 8 months later, the results finally came in. And Stephen's worldview, his identity,
strike one.
Was shattered.
2 outs,
his suspicions
and 1 in scoring position.
His real name was Marks Panama Barnes. The day he went
Freeman hits it in the air. Edmund in position.
Had been wandering aimlessly for some time.
Brings it in for the 3rd out.
On the premises of a privately owned area. After being questioned by authorities, She claimed her name was Jane Amia. When asked about her son, Charlotte said his name was Tenzin and that his father was a native Hawaiian. She even lied about his birth name. Charlotte was admitted into a psychiatric ward. As for 6 months,
So remaining in the game
he was
defensive.
taken away from her and sent to an orphanage less than 30 miles from where he lived. When Charlotte got out of the hospital, she never came looking for her son and simply vanished into thin air. Marx's case would have never been solved had it not been for one key player, his half-sister. It turns out
He entered as a pinch hitter, but this might get interesting. Not a position he's used to playing here. Nolan Arenado in the box now takes strike one.
Living in New Mexico with her father when her brother and mother
Swinging a high fly ball down the right field line. Tries to make the play, but it's foul.
And was determined to get to the bottom of it. In 2001,
up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. Off to a good start with a leadoff knock.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. Timing of the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't bring it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Trying to hold a one-run lead, bottom half of inning number 2.
First case in American history.
And here's the ball.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close.
Pulls the string on the changeup.
Stephen was ready to reunite with his biological family.
Drew Smiley gets the call from the pen. Now it's going to be Brendan Donovan. That one misses, 1-0. And a good eye there. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Now 2 balls and a strike.
As for his biological mother, it remains unclear what happened to Charlotte.
On its way to the corner.
As she was
and that drops foul.
Nor heard from ever again.
Left-hand batter waits. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 2-2 now. That's the third, and it's through for a hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds his second with 1 gone.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, get the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
2 on, 1 out. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Pitch misses, and the count is 1-2. Hit connects on the curveball, struck him out.
And he needed calls to police.
Fought off
the
foul.
police began to look for clues. They interrogated at the train station and canvassed
2 on, 2 outs. Ground ball right side. They get the force. That. We're back to start the third, and there's a new arm on the mound, Andrew Kittredge.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
This looks like extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he greets the new arm from the bullpen with a double.
For 3 decades.
Oh, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. A well-deserved double on a great swing. Got everything going on time. He stayed balanced and he squared it up about as well as you could possibly ask.
A car came to a sudden halt in front of Vasily's family home. A 93-year-old man is inside.
Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone.
He emerges from the back seat, apparently confused and disoriented.
A 2-run shot, it's 3-0. And here is Sosa to the plate. He's 0 for 1.
He was home. But things take an even
and first offering is fouled off.
They notice that he's donning the exact same attire he wore when he first disappeared. Even his train ticket from 30 years ago.
And that's outside. And now it's even 1-1.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
So much so that they
ripped on the ground a second. Gorman throws on to first. And 1 away in the top of the third. David Justice getting ready to hit.
The vehicle immediately bolted away. After a third
first offering is fouled off.
Vasily is determined
2 runs across in the inning. We're here in the top half of inning number 3.
But nothing unusual for a man his age.
Wouldn't chase that time.
He's been well taken care of during his 30-year absence. Strangely enough, He can vividly remember his family.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
Have you ever caught a foul ball as a fan?
Only as a broadcaster, not as a fan.
However,
you?
Haven't been to many games as a fan.
And down on strikes he goes. Now 2 away. 2 out, space is empty. Here's the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 1 so far. And first offering is fouled off.
Even today,
2 out, space is empty.
As to what happened to Maselli during those 30 years. Was he kidnapped? Did he suffer from some type of amnesia?
This one lifted in the air, left field. Walker snags it, and that is that.
When he first listened,
and here comes Tommy Ed.
With no memory of anything that happened.
Bottom half of the third, and they bring in a new pitcher, Archie Bradley.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
Can't field it cleanly.
In the small town of Richmond Hill, Georgia, an unconscious man was found next to a dumpster behind a Burger King. An employee from the fast food joint came across him
for St. Louis, Lars Nootbaar. First pitch, and he just misses.
He appeared to be suffering from some
foul ball there.
As he couldn't recall his name. He didn't have anything.
On the ground to second, might be 2. Flips it for 1, and they turn the double play. 1 out left for the Cardinals. Paul Goldschmidt digs in now. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98. Big swing and a miss. Bradley is just 1 strike away. And takes low for ball 1. 2 outs.
Confined to the Barton Health University Medical Center.
And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. A shutout in this one, 3-0 our final score.
He managed to recall that his name was Benjamin, but that was all he could remember. He chose the last name, Kyle, and thus became known as Benjamin Kyle. He still had no idea how he ended up behind that Burger King dumpster, and it became clear that he had suffered repeated blows to the head, potentially causing significant and potentially fatal damage to his brain. For the next decade, Kyle's life stood still as he desperately pursued any fragment of his past or anyone who might recognize him. He eventually recalled residing in Indianapolis, Indiana, and attending the University of Colorado. He also held a strong belief that he had siblings, perhaps brothers. A singular date became etched in his mind. August 29th, 1948, his supposed birthday. Kyle's hazy memories additionally hinted at a journey he might have taken through Richmond Hill in August 2004.
Ready to go? Now it's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
He crossed paths with Catherine Slater, a compassionate woman determined to help him unravel the mysteries of his past. Catherine scoured missing persons websites,
and the righty deals,
sharing countless photos of Kyle in hopes that someone
battling here as he fouls it away.
Alas, her average yielded no results. Kyle, or the Burger King John Doe, was diagnosed with retrograde amnesia.
Can't pick it up cleanly. But the throw to first gets him easily, and that's the first out. Jamer Candelario now at the plate. On the ground, right side, and that one finds its way through. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Sammy Sosa will hit next. Lots of pop at the plate. Outfield playing back almost on the warning track. This one chopped on the ground, but foul.
As a dishwasher, he was also given a shaft to live in, courtesy of a kind-hearted benefactor.
And that one missing low.
Going to lay off that pitch down.
He finally accepted the cards that life had dealt him and forged ahead.
In the air, right side. Nootbaar drifts towards it, squeezes it, and there's 2 down.
Kyle's DNA profile was regularly being prepared.
So here's the cleanup hitter, David Justice.
Search spanning more than 2 years by the police.
And that one fouled off.
Twist of fate. In September 2015, a genealogical
and a pitch
emerged, and his long
bounce
lost
to the right.
family
Gorman
was finally identified.
sends it to first. Third
This
out.
revelation also
Back here in
unraveled
St.
his
Louis,
real name.
digging in is the switch inning outfielder Tommy Edman.
Was a 67-year-old
Just missed. Greinke measures 6 feet 2 inches. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, a curve, and he works in a changeup.
Powell could finally obtain the coveted ID card that had
And that one almost hit him.
so many years. His family was living in Indiana at the time. He had 2 brothers.
Misses off the plate, and now 3-1.
Had gone missing in 1976. As time passed, his family
Out towards
gave
right
up on
center
trying to look
field.
for him and just assumed he was dead. Thus,
And they get
when his
Edman for
face
the out.
became a fixture
1
in
away.
media, they failed to
Now it's the
recognize
right
him,
fielder,
as they
Lars
couldn't quite believe
Nootbaar.
he was still alive. Powell may have experienced
And that's a little bit
peculiar
high.
type of memory loss called dissociative mood state. Such a condition
Late on that fastball.
inexplicably
I got a ball, one
abandon
strike.
their homes and loved ones. Over time, it can also
In the
lead
air,
to a
left
gradual
field.
erosion of one's memories
Sosa
and
pulls
ultimately
it down,
the
and there's 2
complete
gone.
loss of their entire identity.
And here's Paul Goldschmidt.
Of course,
Outfield deep
not
here,
everybody
trying to
buys
prevent
into
anything
Powell's
over
tale.
their heads.
Online, the
And the
technical
first
across
pitch
the
misses
globe
for ball
have
1.
hardly
Goldie,
ever
in his
suggested that
13th
he was aware
season,
of his true
hitting
identity
3rd in the
all
lineup,
along.
and he was
And his whole
drafted in the
story was
8th
a
round
ruse
back
to
in
try and run away
2009.
from his past. No matter which side you're on,
Slider
you
misses
can't
outside.
ignore the facts.
2-1 the count now. He hasn't seen a fastball yet, but you've got to be ready to hit one because you doubt the pitcher wants this to go to a 3-1 count.
His active participation
And that is
does
that.
lend a bit of credibility to his
And
claim
we're
of being
back.
nothing
Now it's the
more
power
than a
speed
man
combo.
with
Ken
no
Griffey
recollections.
Jr. And he deals.
Gabriel Nagy.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Gabriel Nagy and his wife Pam arrived in Sydney, Australia, with dreams of a perfect
And
life.
another ball.
They were filled with joy when their first child, Stephen, was born. Then, in 1978, the family was
Next
blessed
pitch
with a marriage.
inside. And
A
that's ball
bright-eyed
3.
daughter they named Jennifer. At first glance, it may look as if everything
And there's
is
the
going
automatic.
perfect for the young couple, but not everything is as it seems.
The line to kick the
For Gabriel,
pitch.
it had all come too quick.
It's a leadoff walk.
He had never
And that's the
experienced
go-ahead run.
anything before.
Here's
In
Lourdes
fact,
Gurriel
something
Jr.
well.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
His wife and 2 children, Stephen
Check
and
swing.
Jennifer,
Now we'll look down to first. No,
and
he held up.
the demands of marriage and parenting. His wife, Pamela, never noticed anything out of the ordinary.
And a swing and a line drive into right field. And a base hit. Throw holds him at second. But the go-ahead run now in scoring position. And still nobody out.
Gabriel's life
First and
takes a
second.
tragic turn.
No outs.
On
And now it's
January
Christian
21st,
Yelich.
1987.
Grounder
Gabriel
might
hit
be
a ball to his
2.
wife.
Gorman to second. There's 1 on a Goldschmidt. That's 2.
That's a huge pitch right there. It looked like it was going to be a big inning, but you get the double play. I guess you'd say here's a chance for the next guy to pick up his teammate, though.
Because it was so out of the ordinary for him to go anywhere without informing his family. Local authorities quickly launched an
Ripped to
investigation.
short.
The next morning, the
Over
family
to
was
Goldie.
devastated to
And they
find
get
out that
Perez for the
charred
out.
remains of Gabriel's car had been discovered at the side of an empty road. 2 weeks later, the police came up with a promising lead. Gabriel
In
had
St.
withdrawn
Louis,
cash from a
as the
bank
Cardinals
against
come
him.
up to hit here in the last of the second. Standing in is the power-hitting
They
second
also
baseman,
found
Nolan
more
Gorman.
evidence than before. Gambling, namely a sleeping bag, a tip, and some money. Investigators hypothesized
1-1
Gabriel
now.
was out camping somewhere in Newcastle and a man had
Just
him.
missed.
But after weeks of ceaseless search efforts, Gabriel was never found. The Newcastle police force later announced that, unless new evidence is discovered, they will be discontinuing their investigation into Gabriel's case. Devastating. And
That's
barely
outside.
left
And now
to
3-2.
the family tried to move on, relocating to the Sunshine Coast.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
Here's Nolan Arenado. Now a great back and forth and that at bat. He had to play off some really close pitches and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
Over to second for one. On to Freddie. Double play. Wilson Contreras now up to the plate.
Listen, that at bat had a lot riding on it. Definitely one of the bigger runs in this game. So that double play is going to be one we look back on when this thing is over. Big time execution both on the mound and in the field to get two right there.
That's out to center field.
As a Corbin prepared to declare Gabriel Nagy officially dead.
He's got
An
it.
unexpected
John King into the game.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Freddie Freeman in the box now. Takes strike one.
A bit of digging in the field.
That clips the corner.
Well, he didn't like those first two pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Way outside. Ball one.
Rarely will you see a pitcher just waste a pitch like that. The batter wasn't even tempted to swing. Every pitch needs to have a purpose so that he can set up a following pitch to help you get that out.
Detective Georgia Robinson.
The throw to second. Not going to get him. He's in there.
Didn't exactly square that one up, but sometimes you don't have to. Totally tied up with that inside pitch. Got to it late and deep in the zone, but he got the bat on plane enough to fight it off the other way.
Looks like we've got a substitution at second. And here's the pinch runner, Nolan Jones. Here's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson. Towards first, and it goes just foul.
Where he now resided after finding purpose and refuge from struggles.
Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third.
Ron Sanders was, in fact, Gabriel Nagy. Ron and Detective Georgia agreed to meet. Georgia knew that Ron was Gabriel.
At the belt
The
and
only way
fires.
to help him reclaim his memories
That one hit
was
to
provide
right.
him with
Newtbar
tangible
gets there.
reminders
He's
of
under
his
it.
past.
Brings it in.
She began
Runner
by
tags
showing
from
him
third.
photographs,
He'll
asking
score
questions,
on the sac
and
fly,
presenting
and
him
it's
with
1-0.
letters from his wife and daughter.
And now it's switch
Soon
hitting
enough,
third baseman
like a
Jamer
cascading
Candelario.
A surge of memories began
And
to
first
rush
off,
back
Ring
in.
is fouled off.
The
He didn't
first
want to give
thing
up
he
that
could
run, but he
recall
did.
was
Got the
why
fly
he
ball, sack fly
had
out.
answered
Now it's time
with
to
his
attack
friend.
these other guys.
He
Get your
had
team
no
back in the
recollection
dugout.
whatsoever
Oh, that hit
of
him.
being involved in the
And they
violence.
get the out
Described
after the
that as
ricochet.
a big blank in
Sammy
his mind.
Sosa getting ready
Not
to
only
hit.
that, but he'd been swallowed up by an overwhelming
And first
sensation
off, Ring
of
is
guilt.
fouled off.
One he couldn't make sense of.
Two down, base
He
is
figured
empty,
he
but
must have
one
been
run
a
across.
criminal on
We're
the
here
run.
in the top
But
half of
looking
inning number
back,
3.
his guilt
Not
likely
close
stemmed
with that
from
one,
abandoning
and it's a
his
ball and a
wife
strike.
children. It is believed the traumatic
Swing and a
accident he
ground
suffered
ball
from,
out to short.
the same one which wrecked his
Rolls
life,
across the diamond.
afflicted him
That's
with a
the...
rare form of amnesia
So coming into the game
known
now on
as dissociative view. The disorder erases huge
defense,
periods of
Nolan
time from a
Jones.
person's
He
memory.
takes over as the new first baseman. So a young arm coming on now out of the pen, Archie Bradley.
These are the spots relievers really...
After throwing his weight
Lace down the
on his
line,
right paw,
could be extra
Gabriel
bases.
began to aimlessly wander. For 2 decades, he lived on the streets, relying on scavenging for
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great. He's falling behind in a huge spot, Boo. Got to do what it takes to come through. Maybe choke up on the bat a little bit, spread out those feet, whatever it takes.
The other way, down the line, and it's foul.
His club is very happy he's at the plate in this moment. He loves hitting in these high-leverage situations, and he seems to
swing and a miss, struck him out. There's Crawford now, open stance on that left side. Splits the plate. It's 0-1.
One day,
And a swing and a miss.
He can live up in the zone all game if guys will chase it. That's just too much velocity. Hitter's got to look down in the zone.
Long run, nice grab.
Exhausted
And there are 2 down. So they're down to their final out. Tommy Edman at the plate. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Lifted to left, and this should do it. And there it is. The final 1-0. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi.
Offer him food and shelter. After filling up his rumbling stomach, Gabriel showed his appreciation by dedicating his time to the church, working tirelessly as its caretaker. Gabriel spent the next 2 years living and working diligently at the church. One day, a flood of memories suddenly came rushing back to him. It was then he realized that Ron Saunders was nothing but a pseudonym. His actual name was Gabriel Maggie. Later on, he needed to get eye surgery performed and decided to use his real name when signing for the procedure. That's how Georgia managed to get a hold of him. After years of separation, Gabriel's family was filled with joy when they finally reunited with him. And although he wasn't planning on leaving McKay anytime soon, he was still grateful to have them back in his life and remained in constant touch ever since. Harold Wayne Lavelle. On a sunny May day in 1977, 19-year-old Harold Wayne Lavelle left his Chicago home on South Pulaski Road to Aurora, Illinois. His mission? To seize a golden opportunity in the construction industry. He never returned home. He was described by his family members as tall, his slender frame accentuated by long sandy blonde locks that gracefully framed his face, with what many called an infectious smile. He often insisted on being called Wayne. Wayne disappeared at a time when one of America's most notorious serial killers, John Wayne Gacy, was still on the loose. John Wayne Gacy was born into a working-class family and appeared to have had a relatively normal upbringing. However, he displayed an increasing inclination towards sadism, which led to multiple run-ins with the law during the 1960s. In the 1970s, he gained worldwide attention for his shocking crimes. He was responsible for the brutal murders of 33 boys and young men. Prior to his heinous acts coming to light, at least on the surface, Gacy was known for his sociable nature and calm demeanor, and was a regular fixture at community events where he would be invited to perform as his alter ego, Pogo the Clown. Gacy's downfall began in 1978 when a young man named Robert Pikes mysteriously disappeared. The investigation led to John Wayne Gacy, the last person to have been seen with him. With a search warrant in hand, the police began searching Gacy's house, where they uncovered a horrifying secret. As the officers continued their search, a putrid stench lingered in the air, seemingly trailing them even as they stepped outside the house. After learning it had been emanating for years, officers confronted Gacy and asked for an explanation. When asked, Gacy claimed it was due to moisture buildup, but as we all know, the truth was far more sinister. The remains of 29 boys and young men were later unearthed within or near Gacy's residence, while an additional 4 bodies were tragically discovered in the nearby Des Plaines River. During his trial, Gacy pleaded innocent by reason of insanity. His plea was supported by psychologists who diagnosed him as schizophrenic. Despite this, the jury rejected this notion, leading to Gacy's conviction for all 33 murders. In 1994, John Wayne Gacy met his fate through lethal injection. When news of Gacy's crimes came to light, Wayne Lavelle's family feared the worst. It all seemed to add up. Wayne's younger sister, Teresa Hasselberg, who worked as a nurse in Alabama, kept many newspaper clips about Gacy. While a brother of his, Tim Lavelle, would often read books about the infamous murderer. Tim and Teresa eventually concluded that Wayne had probably crossed paths with Gacy at some point, likely during one of Gacy's many killing sprees. They speculated that he might have been one of Gacy's unidentified victims, many of whom were buried beneath his house near Chicago. Teresa herself shared that detectives came across a piece of jewelry while examining one of the unidentified bodies. The piece of jewelry was said to belong to Wayne, according to his mother. This, coupled with the fact that a composite sketch of a Gacy victim strongly resembled Wayne, strengthening their conviction that Wayne had indeed fallen victim to Gacy's savagery. They couldn't know for sure, though, as the murders occurred between 1972 and 1978, a time when DNA testing wasn't widely available. As a result, remains found were nearly impossible to identify with conventional means. With no more leads to follow
Look at
8
that.
of Gacy's victims remaining unidentified, Wayne LaBelle's case would go cold for nearly 34 years. Then, in 2011, with new technology, investigators decided to take another look at the 8 victims' bodies. The Cook County Sheriff's Department requested DNA samples from individuals whose male relatives went missing in the late 70s, specifically those who were in their late teens or early 20s at the time. Wayne fit this description, and his family intended to provide a genetic profile for testing, hoping for a match that would provide some closure. But when the DNA results arrived, none of the victims matched Wayne's genetic profile. His family turned to the internet for answers. What they discovered left them utterly astonished. Instead of discovering the anticipated connection to Gacy, they stumbled upon something unexpected, something that brought forth more questions than it answered. It was an online police booking photo of Harold Wayne Lavelle, now 53, residing in South Florida. The name fit, the age fit as well, and despite more than 3 decades having passed since they laid eyes on him, they immediately recognized him, their long-lost brother. Detectives were promptly alerted and managed to locate Lavelle using his police mugshot. Turns out, back in 1977, 19-year-old Harold Wayne Lavelle had decided to run home from home after a heated spat with his stepfather and had no idea his family were convinced he fell prey to the infamous killer. Teresa and Tim quickly gathered funds and contacted their brother by phone. Within 2 hours of ending the call, they arranged for a bus to take him to
some more of those jelly beans.
After arriving in Alabama,
There's
Lavelle
Sean
dedicated
Newcomb
the
in
entire
the
day
A's.
to reconnecting with his family, sharing the stories of his past 33 years. Wayne, who was now 53 years old, shared that following an argument with his mother and stepfather, he had decided to leave home with a little over $56. Recalling his sister's childhood tales of Florida being warm and beautiful, he made a spontaneous decision to purchase a ticket and travel there. In Florida, he spent 33 years working in shipbuilding and landing. Along the way, he had a few encounters with the law, mainly related to marijuana possession and domestic abuse, resulting in the booking photo that would inevitably play a crucial role in reuniting him with his siblings. Tragically, this reunion was bittersweet, as Lavelle's mother died in 2001, without ever finding out the truth about what happened to her beloved son. Petra Pacifica. In the mid-1984s, Petra Pacifica was a young woman living in Braunschweig, Germany. She was a 24-year-old student, eager to conquer the world with her intelligence, passion, and cheerful personality.
2 golds.
Petra led a seemingly ordinary life, residing in a cozy house she shared with fellow university students. She cherished her close-knit relationship with her family, anticipating the celebration of her beloved younger brother's birthday. All was set for a joyous occasion on the eventful evening of July 26, 1984. Little did anyone know that this night would forever be etched in their memories, not for the joyous celebration they had planned, but for something far more sinister. It all began with a routine dentist appointment that day. Petra was expected to join her family later, but minutes turned into hours, and Petra never showed up. Concern soon gripped the hearts of her loved ones. Unsettling questions danced in their minds as they struggled to comprehend Petra's inexplicable absence. This was only the beginning.
Oh, what do we have here? I think we already know who I'm going with.
The police were called, and Petra was reported missing. Authorities traced Petra's footsteps to a lonely bus stop, but from that point on, the trail grew cold. Some of her family members clung to the desperate hope that she had been taken against her will. Others resigned themselves to the fact that she'd likely been a victim of a vicious murderer. For the alternative, that she could willingly disappear from their lives, was unimaginable. 3 years later, in 1987, a shocking confession came from Gunter K., a notorious 19-year-old convicted murderer. He was already accused of killing a 14-year-old teenager near the very
Sure.
same bus stop where Petra was last seen. Dr. K claimed that he murdered Petra and disposed of her body in a river, though her remains were never found. 2 years later, Petra was declared legally dead, and her case was archived. The news devastated Petra's family.
These.
They couldn't bear the thought of their kind-hearted and vibrant girl becoming the victim of a senseless murderer. 31
sells for
years
the
of pure
most.
anguish passed, with no closure, as Petra's body remained unfound. Her grieving parents and brother couldn't even give her a proper burial to honor her memory. But just when they thought Petra's story couldn't get any more twisted, everything changed in September 2015. During a routine police investigation into a reported robbery, the German police stumbled upon a peculiar tale. Its centerpiece, a 15-year-old woman with no official documents to her name. The woman, who identified herself as Mrs. Schneider, contacted the Dusseldorf City Police, wanting to see if she could file a complaint as her house had been robbed. However, when officers asked Mrs. Schneider for her official documents, she fumbled her words as she struggled to provide an explanation for their absence. Curious, officers pushed the issue. It was then that the old woman revealed she was none other than Petra Pazitska, the young German girl believed to have been deceased for decades.
Let's see if we got enough to get the jelly bean.
To orchestrating her own disappearance, meticulously planning and saving up money for months. It wasn't long before investigators delved into Petra's mysterious past.
We need 3 more,
like
guys.
A phantom, she'd been living in solitude for 3 decades, evading detection and living a life of secrecy without any trace on official records. Petra told them she'd been residing in Dusseldorf for over a decade. Before that, she was constantly moving from place to place, financing her life through illicit means, the nature of which remained undisclosed. Petra operated without a bank account, relying solely on paying for everything in cash. Surprisingly, the authorities refrained from pressing charges, as no concrete evidence of suspicious conduct or forged documents emerged. News of Petra's shocking story spread like wildfire, eventually settling on the doorsteps of her beloved family. Although her father was long gone at that point, her mother and brother were still alive and left baffled by the inexplicable turn of events. The motives that propelled her to this escape remain cloaked in secrecy, as Petra refuses to reconnect with her family or talk to the media to this day. In the present, Petra Pazitska still resides in Dusseldorf, but with no reason to hide anymore, she's now using her real name. Tanya Ryder. Tanya and her husband, Tom Ryder, were a young couple juggling multiple jobs to make their dream of owning a home a reality. On September 20th, 2007, Tanya's first gig of the day was at a supermarket in Maple Valley, Washington. After wrapping up a night shift at the store, she hopped into her car and set off for a few hours of some much-needed rest before heading to her second job. Completely worn out, she was only moments away from her home. However, the exhaustion
if I do buy any of them, it will be a
taken its toll on her, forcing her body to surrender. Suddenly, her grip on the wheel loosened, and Tanya's car drifted off the road, plunging into a deep ravine that stretched 20 feet below. She regained consciousness, only to find herself suspended upside down in her blue Honda, ensnared by the seatbelt and wedged tightly against the steering wheel. Several of her ribs were fractured, and her left leg had gone numb. Worried and anxious, Tom reached out to the local police when he couldn't get in touch with his wife. But the operator who answered the call all but refused his request to file a missing persons report, explaining that Tanya's case didn't meet the necessary criteria, since she wasn't considered at risk nor a minor. Apparently, the operator also told Tom that his wife was a grown woman, free to go wherever she pleased without informing anybody. Tom wouldn't accept this. He knew his wife too well, and this behavior was out of character for her. Concerned, He began repeatedly calling the police station, recounting the entire story to each new operator he spoke with, until finally, one of them agreed to file a report. As for Tanya, her situation was nothing short of a nightmare. It had been days at this point, days she spent enveloped in darkness. Her only solace were the brief glimmers of light emanating from her phone, which always had Tom's name on display. Every time, she frantically tried to reach her phone, but the pain and binds which shackled her would force her to give up. Feeling helpless, she cried out her husband's name until he hung up. As the nightmare continued, Tanya found herself drifting in and out of consciousness, her eyes growing heavier with each passing day. She'd sometimes hallucinate, reaching for her phone, dialing 911, only for the operator to laugh in her face before the line went dead.
Damn, that's
With
fucked
every
up.
sleep she surrendered to, she would pray that upon waking, she'd find herself nestled beside Tom in the safety and comfort of her bed. Meanwhile, after countless pleas, Tom successfully managed to convince local authorities his wife was in danger. But instead of forming a search party right away, their attention immediately turned towards Tom himself. Although frustrated, Tom knew he had no other option. He willingly consented to a thorough search of their home and agreed to undergo a polygraph examination. After all, the sooner they could eliminate him as a suspect, the sooner they could begin looking for Tanya. After finally crossing him off as a suspect, investigators began to search by analyzing surveillance footage